close to playing, or
right.
is he close to
for contact? So
he can go.
remember the protocol. Injuries or everybody's hurt. Can't play. Cleared for contact. Activated. Available to play. Not much more than that.
Do you need to see something on practices or your decision when it
just cleared for contact. IR. Activated. Available to play.
You said a couple, well, I forget now how long it's been, that you needed 2 hot goaltenders to get through this kind of a season. You think you've kind of got to that point now where both are playing fairly well?
I think they're competing against each other to see who plays the next game.
And that's
so
a
that
good
means
thing.
It's not necessarily hot. That means that they're playing well enough to win the next game.
This really heavy schedule coming up in March. Do you treat this first game, is it almost like the first game of a road trip where it's really important to get that first win?
Well, it's just a 1-game trip. Then we come home for 5. Then we go for, 2? And then we go for, come home and then we go for 3 or 4, right? And we got to combine Washington with it, so it's a tough month. I'm not looking at any more than tomorrow. So play 4 back-to-back sets and 4, and you just keep going 4-6, 4-6. It's almost an impossible schedule.
The Vancouver game that you guys played this year against them, it was so...
We're down 2-0, we tied 2-2, we won in the shootout.
It was so long ago in the season.
Not really, it was really just in the course of, we played how many games? 18. And it's a dozen games ago, so it's not that long ago.
I know this really doesn't matter at all this year because of the change of the schedule, but in a perfect schedule, what is your ideal rhythm of practice and games, whether it's every other day?
Well, it depends where you're at. You know, in the old days when I was in Chicago, they were on the original 6 schedules. So you played Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, always, right? Old original 6 teams always had home dates Saturdays, Wednesdays, Sundays. So that's a different schedule. Your travel's different. Come out west, your travel's way different, right? So you'd prefer to have 1 day a week where it's basically a recovery day if you could, and if not, then you're traveling or playing. So you say there's not an ideal, there's not an ideal schedule, and quite honest, this is totally different. And then going forward with the unknown of how conference or divisions, if this all comes to pass, how that's going to be again. So you just have to reset, right? It's like, it's not, I don't know what ideal is, quite honest, because until you see it, you have to adjust to it, and you have to be able to, basically in these trusting players, that's what it's about, right? Guys that play minutes, guys that don't, trusting that their recovery is in the right order in terms of nutrition. It's basically putting fuel in the engine all the time.
These young guys seem a lot better about doing that sort of thing nutrition-wise and from way back when people weren't really sure what to do.
I think probably as an overview, most of them are like that, but
yeah.
You guys are just as familiar with some of our young guys that have struggled before I was here, and have struggled while I was here, and most of it is that. It's the biggest issue I seen last year with our club wasn't anything other than to do with other than not living in a hockey environment, and young players have to adjust to that.
I won't mention a certain fast food company.
I haven't been one of them since they cut off Alberta beef, and that's quite a few years ago, and I don't even like standing beside it.
When did they do that?
Just being cattle guys, the mad cow thing, and they cut off Alberta beef, so they started bringing it, and same with they cut off North American beef, so I don't even like standing beside that.
No, we'll go over there.
Coach, with so many of the guys in the room talking about their hatred for the Canucks, does it make it especially challenging trying to control their emotions?
Whatever they said to you is good. I didn't know. Is it a hatred?
Yes, it's a hatred.
The word? Good. So then talk to them, don't talk to me. I haven't said it, so it doesn't really come into me.
Well, not about your hatred, but is it more challenging to control their emotions in the game?
Hasn't been in the past.